Hello guys, Michaela here. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another speed build. Today we are finally building in preparation for the new expansion pack that is coming out next week. Now that I'm talking about it. So I am finally building an apartment complex for the new For Rent expansion pack. And because I was feeling very cold these days, I decided to build something very tropical to kind of get myself in spirits in there, because it's been freaking cold in here and I needed the pick-me-up by, building in a tropical world of Sulani. So we are building a complex of 4 apartments in the world of Sulani. This is a, I believe 40 by 30 lot. It's the Journey's End lot, which I really, really love. It has like a really nice surrounding. It's not over the sea. It's a kind of land only lot, but I really like it and I'm very happy about how this turned out. I really wanted to play with colors, so each kind of unit has a different color, which is also kind of carried onto the interior. So you have yellow, mint, this like orangey peach color, and then blue with in combination with black and white, and I really love how that turned out. I used these doors from Get Famous, which I really love. I don't use them very often because they're very specific, and also Get Famous is a pack a lot of people don't have, I think, but in general I really like them, so that's why I decided to use them here, because I just really wanted to have fun with packs with this pack. So with this build, this lot is quite big for the apartment, but I really wanted to build on this particular lot, so that's why I decided to add some extra kind of activities on the premises, like a pool, which I'm building at the moment. I also added a small house that's going to serve as sort of like a utility room. So there is I think a couple of laundry machines and dryers as well. There is sort of like storage space in there, and also a place where you can put the kind of common mail posts, like mail boxes, when the pack comes out. So there is space for that in this little kind of house. I also placed I built a small basketball table, not table, the basketball court. I only used like half of it because I also wanted to have a community garden in here, so that's why I only used half, and the full kind of field wouldn't work as it does in reality anyway. So that's why I decided to go for only half of it, because that's plenty for your Sims to enjoy the game, or like playing with the basketball hoop. Now I am just adding the flooring and wallpapers and doors to the interior. I wanted to make sure that each of the apartment was slightly different, so the layout is pretty much the same in all of them, but the style and color palette is a bit different, especially when it comes to the wood tones. So I really like that, especially the yellow apartment. I think that's my favorite one. That's gonna come in last, so stay tuned, or stay till that comes around, because I really love that one. It's like very boho and like flowery and planty. It's really cute. I really love that. And here I am working on the community garden. I just placed a bunch of these patches that we got with Cottage living, so that the kind of residents of this complex can kind of do some gardening in here. If you want to, you can cover this kind of community garden space, because that you make sure that you can grow everything at all times, like anything that you want anytime, because if a garden is covered, you can grow crops no matter the season, if you have the season's expansion pack. And now I'm just adding some I forgot what it's called, terrain paint. And I also initially had kind of used the flooring, the same flooring that I used on the building itself, but then because I wanted to kind of a custom look, I decided to go for a terrain paint instead, and I really like the way that looks. Also, so how have you been enjoying this late autumn / early winter? Because in here it's been freaking cold, like very, very cold, and it's been snowing actually. So I've been driving to school pretty much every day this week. It's been a very rough and long week, because I've had school almost every day for quite a long time. So it's been a very hard week. I haven't had much time to build. I'm currently working on a commission for a follower from Instagram, which is very exciting. And I haven't had much time to work on it, unfortunately, because of being at school all the time these days. I also made quite a big decision regarding my diploma thesis, or like a master's thesis. So I had a topic chosen already, which was kind of around ecotourism, which a little bit kind of follows the topic that I did for my bachelor thesis. But I, in a spur of a moment, I think it's not the first time I've thought about it, but this time I acted on it. So I decided to change my supervisor and change my topic, which means that I'll have to kind of, won't be able to finish in like the standard time that I normally would finish in my university studies, because I'll have to probably do it a bit later because of the change in my topic. But I'm very excited about doing a more of a didactic kind of methodology topic. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, if that's a good idea or not, because I'm really dreading writing the thesis in general. So I hope this will help me a little bit with, I don't know, being more motivated to write it, because I've just not been the most motivated person ever since my bachelor kind of state exam. So yeah, we shall see. Hopefully it's gonna be over soon, because I'm very much done with school by now. Anyway, let's come to the build. I was very indecisive about what swatch that I would use here in the first apartment. I wanted to be very colorful, and I have no idea what color, what tone I said I like ended up with. I feel like it's this like honeywood tone, I believe. Honestly, I genuinely am not sure, because it's not been that long since I built this. I finished this earlier this week, but because there are 4 different units, I just don't remember which one is which and which like what tone I use. But I really like the layout. The apartments are quite small, which is something I've been missing when it comes to the apartments that we got with the city living pack, because these are huge. They have, you know, the taller wall heights. So I was very happy to be able to build my own apartments. I've talked about it in my previous videos, and it's going to be a bit overwhelming considering the size of these, because I'm not a particularly a frequent builder of like huge builds, or like big builds, or like multiple units. But it's also quite nice because I get to build whatever I want when it comes to apartments. I can build my own kind of apartment building, and I can do whatever I want, which is really nice. So yeah, I'm saying I like it, but I'm not sure how often I'm gonna build for it. I've been getting a ton of inspiration from Pinterest, so I have some ideas, but we will see how that goes. I think like duplexes and townhouses are something I am more inclined towards, because these like apartment complexes are very time consuming. But we'll see. Maybe I'll find a time for it in the future, because right now it's a very busy period at university. So as I said, I haven't had much time to build this week, which is very frustrating because I miss it. I've been very inspired lately with the new pack, but I just don't have a lot of time to build, unfortunately. So I hope that will get better like with Christmas and after Christmas, because after Christmas I'm gonna have my exam period. So I will have exams, but I'll be home a lot more. So that should help with being able to build. Yeah. I also started talking about the weather. So, are you enjoying the weather? I know that in the southern hemisphere, it's a lot warmer. Now you're kind of entering summer almost, while we are entering winter. But in here, it's been like very snowy and cold, like -5 degrees sometimes, which I know it's not that much for people who live maybe northern, more in the north than I do, but for us, it's very cold. So yes, I've been freezing a lot these days. So yeah, it's not fun. I like winter, but the cold temperatures are just not my thing. but I guess I'll just have to figure it out somehow, because it looks like it's gonna stay for a while. It's supposed to snow all weekend, which is pretty cute. You know, we can get snow, but it also means that I'll be kind of stuck at home all weekend, which, I mean, it's not probably not that bad, because I can work on my school stuff, because I have a presentation next week yet again, and yeah, there is just, I'm sorry, I can't speak. There is just a lot that needs to be done in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, I think I'm gonna be glad that I don't I have an excuse to not go out. I'm sorry with my English. Yeah, it's not working for some reason, as always. So yeah, I'm gonna be glad that I have an excuse not to go out during the weekend. So there is plenty of sports broadcasts during the weekend, and I can also work on some school stuff. I have a presentation. I have a couple of essays that I would like to write until like before Christmas comes. So yeah. So we completely talked over the bedroom, so the more basic facts about the building. So downstairs you have the units are a slightly bigger size. So here you have the master bedroom, and I also already furnished a bedroom for a kid or a teenager. That's completely up to you if you want to move in your family. I imagine just like a young family with maybe a child that lives here. And on the other side, which is I think the blue apartment, is going to be for like a very young family with an infant. So I used this kind of room on the side as a nursery for an infant. But the apartments upstairs are a bit smaller. They don't have this extra room, so they can only house 2 Sims, so like a couple of Sims that you decide to move in. So each of the apartments also has this little veranda. I'm not particularly sure about like how the unit system works, like how you can kind of section off the units if you need like a wall or like a big room. So I'm not sure how if you're going to be able to kind of include the veranda into the unit itself. But even if you won't be able to, you can just still use it with your sim while it's accessible to others as well, I guess. So here we're working on the second one, which is the apartment for a small family, like a very young family with an infant. I went with the blue color scheme because that's kind of the wallpaper that's on the outside. I love blue. Blue is my favorite color, and I went for like a very mismatched theme here, because I felt like, you know, it's a young family. They might struggle a little bit with, you know, money and bills and things like that. So they have a lot of things that maybe they found somewhere, or maybe someone donated to them, or someone, you know, lent them money, something like that. So that's what I had in mind. So it's not like particularly cheap. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying it's mismatched because maybe they're shopping in sales, so the kind of tones of blue don't match. Not everything is in the same wood color. Yeah, that's kind of my that was my idea. I also used my favorite couch from the Book Nook kit with the Book Nook shelves, like 4 books as well. Here we are working on the kitchen. I imagine that one of the parents maybe has a university degree. I didn't really know what from, because I did not place a lot of items for skill building. But I felt like one of them had a degree for sure. So maybe, I don't know, a programmer or something like that. I have no idea. Here we're working on the hallway, which is fairly simple. As I said, I kept the layout for all the apartments the same. Even the bathrooms are the same, just like changed the swatches. So I only used the bathroom in the first apartment because they're all the same, just different swatches. Sometimes I even changed the tiles and wallpaper, like the color of them, not like the style, but the color. So there's just like a little bit different to match the color palette in the room. And yeah, here we are working on the little infant room. I absolutely love it. It's so dreamy with the rug with clouds, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm very happy about how that turned out and how the lighting hits it. It's just really beautiful. Now we are moving on to the bedroom of the parents, which I used this bed from high school years, but I'm gonna change the swatch. I initially went for this like darker blue one, but I think I ended up going for a lighter one that matches the curtains a little bit more, because you know I like matchy stuff. I can't help myself, especially when it comes to The Sims. I love when things match, especially like when it comes to like colors and like yeah, accent colors, things like that. I mean, yes, I know that the blue on the inside doesn't really match with the blue on the outside, because the blue on the outside is a lot more vibrant, but in general, I just really liked this particular color. I think it's the wallpaper that came with the oh Jesus, how is that pack called? It's called the Courtyard Oasis kit. So I think it came with that. And now we've moved on to the upper floor. So unlike the downstairs floors, they don't have the extra room, but they do have a balcony on top of that extra room from downstairs. So they have a small balconies that are completely private to them, which I used for gardening supplies. So I placed some vertical planters as well as those like small round planters, so your Sims can grow some stuff on their balconies, which I thought was a really nice touch. So this apartment is not really fitting with the world, because I felt like maybe this is a person who dreams of moving into the city and but they don't have enough money to buy something in San Myshuno maybe. So this apartment is a lot more classy. It's dark, it's moody, it has kind of the accents of the mint that correspond with the exterior, and I imagine that maybe they want to be like a lawyer or a politician, something like that, but they're still working on their career and they can't afford to move to the big city, so they have this small apartment in Sulani, which, you know, doesn't really fit with the world. It's not very colorful, it's not very bright, it's very moody and dark, which I really liked because it was, again, something different to add to the units. And I feel like because we all have different styles, maybe someone is going to love this apartment for their maybe couple of Sims. So I used this like reddish sort of dark brown swatch that came with the Dream Home Decorator pack, with kind of gold accents. So you have like gold lights, gold fixtures, gold, the sink that came with the Dream Home, not sorry, the Home Chef Hustle stuff pack, and I really like that. As I said, a change of pace from the other two apartments, which were a lot more colorful. And the last one is going to be kind of a mix between the two. It's quite colorful, but it's also quite elegant and toned down. So I really like, that's why I think it's my favorite, because it's kind of like a mix between colorful and bright, but also like quite classy and elegant. Yeah. So we are working on here on the hallway, which, you know, pretty simple, pretty similar to the rest of them. I also make sure to add some storage spaces, which, you know, your Sims don't really care about that, but it's just what I wanted to do. And here I used this bed from Dream Home Decorator. I used a lot of Dream Home Decorator stuff overall in the whole unit, like in the whole complex, but especially here. So here, I think I really love this like kind of greenish minty color. It's pretty similar to one that I have in my bedroom. And I don't know, I just really like this color palette. It's, I've been talking about it quite a few times. I've talked about it quite a few times that I've been very much on a wave of darker color palettes, with, you know, it being darker and like a moody outside with like autumn and winter coming. So I think that's why I love this apartment as well, because it's dark. It kind of fits with my current mood for building, like dark with darker colors. So that's why I think I love it so much. Even though the downstairs apartments are really cute with the colors, I just think that I like these upstairs apartments a lot more because of the darker swatches of colors. Even though the next door one is a lot lighter, I love it because of the green and the yellow and things like that. So I think that's the second reason why. Even though I used this like darker wood tone as well, but paired it with like light wood, like flooring and doors. Yeah, I don't know, I just love something about this combination of colors in here that's just super cute. I also used this paneling that came with Eco Lifestyle as kind of like a accent wall, which I've been using in all of the units. And because the kitchen is so small, I just kept the clutter to, I think, a reasonable amount. I didn't want to add too much of it because A, you have like 4 apartments, so I don't want the game to be laggy, and B, because it would just take me that much longer to finish. I just can't, I'm not very good at keeping my concentration when I'm looking on or when I'm building something like this. So yeah. So here I am working on the living room. I paired this couch from Decorator with a chair from the Desert Luxe kit, which is my favorite. I love it. I don't use it very much because it's very specific, but I thought that it fits really, really nicely. I imagine that the person that's going to live here, or like the Sims that are going to live here, are really into plants. So there are a lot of plants everywhere. And I love that so much. I love plants. I'm not very good at keeping them alive, but I love plants in general because they're just super cute and they make the rooms they are in feel a lot more alive than if you don't have plants. But for me, fake plants, because the live plants I would just kill very, very quickly. So yeah, that's almost it for today's video. If you want to download this build, you can get it on the gallery. My ID is michaelasimsyt, or you can use the hashtag michaelasimsyt if you cannot find my ID, which happens quite a lot these days. So I'd suggest you use the hashtag instead. Or you can use the tray files, or you can get the tray files in the description box below, as always, on my Ko-fi page. I always upload them there if you prefer to download tray files over the gallery. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I upload every Friday, so make sure you don't miss any of my future uploads. And yeah, thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!
At 29 and I find myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come 1 in a dozen. The other 11 give something from nothing. I sit here looking for an answer. Maybe the biggest question was in the last chapter. You gave me the soul I have today. Without you I never could have moved away. But now I see what you teach. I do believe I always